The following is a submission and eventual winner of a writing contest that we held on my Discord last month. I just wanted to say thank you to everybody who submitted, and it was really, really nice to go through everybody's submissions. And congratulations to Birdie. This is their story titled Charleston. And you can find them on TikTok and YouTube in the links that I'll put in my description. Thank you, and enjoy. I tasted metal. Not because of the humidity, something sharper, like copper blooming on the tongue. A silent shot, a tortured look, a cut breath. The kind of sound that rearranges a man from the inside. My chest closed around that sound. I fought to keep my face still while heat and a new foreign hunger settled beneath the anger. I would take back what slipped through my hands. Nobody runs from me. Nobody escapes. It's October, and the city still sweats, which is not shocking for Charleston, South Carolina. Charleston's heat clung to the skin. I never shook the Moscow chill from my bones, but the port sold the place. The days were starting to cool off. The breath of autumn, barely a whisper. 5 years here, and the harbor's ease mattered more than comfort. We'd taken today's shipment without noise. That part always pleased me. Charleston was perfect for our bratva to exploit. On the streets of the French Quarter of Charleston, we were a rumor until you felt us. A dozen quick bows of heads, a table sliding back, a family parting like a curtain. Men I passed offered tiny, practiced nods. Not friendship, just recognition. Quiet fell around us the way light falls behind a cloud. Whether from fear or reverence, it served the same purpose. The only rival we have in the area is the Irish mob, known as the Watch. Behind closed doors, people call them watchdogs. My men just refer to them as dogs. We have stayed in our own lanes. Till recently. My intelligence was able to uncover that the owner of Cafe Solyanka, that pays the Broadfield rent, had been leaking our movements and acquisitions in the area. We had been slowly buying more real estate in the French Quarter area of Charleston, and this thorn in my ass just thought it a clever idea to inform the Watch of all of it. I don't need this shit right now. I ground my teeth in frustration because I did not need fucking dogs trying to overstep into our territory. Our particular shipments were transported from the peninsula of Charleston all the way to East Marsh Island. One toe past that, and you're in North Charleston. Watch territory. We are not even a decade in this city, and I refuse to let things go pear-shaped just because we did not assert dominance over our territory. The streets are bustling with tourists and locals. The buzz of incessant chatter and laughter fills the air. Restaurants are brimming with people, and the glow of the lights is much more jovial than the mood I'm in. As we make our way toward the French Quarter of Charleston, we plan to deal with the rat in our midst. As we make our way to the cafe, I am constantly scanning the people on the street. I'm used to this area, but the constant flow of tourism has my men on high alert for known Watch members. I've done enough surveillance to recognize most of their muscle by now. I have no idea if they've decided to place men watching this location because of their sneaky little weasel. I wouldn't put it past them to have someone stationed nearby. So far, everything looks clear, but things will be changing soon. I crack my neck to the side to release some tension, but that relief is short-lived. No rest for the wicked. Entering the establishment, the door hinge groans with years of rust. It's not packed inside, but does have a sparse number of customers and at least 3 waitresses. 2 of the waitresses giggle and stare at my men like schoolgirls. My men are well built and have lighter features than I, which makes them look warm, welcoming, and pleasing to the eye. Even though I am stacked, I come off cold with my black hair and ice blue eyes. A woman once said it was like all the color was stolen from them. I have a challenging time being genuinely warm. I have a square jaw which fits my physique but gives a harshness to me, which I prefer. Fear is respect, and that is what I want. Respect. The other waitress, a blonde with braided hair, has her back to me. Her hair is long, and the braid sways as she speaks animatedly to her customer, one hand holding her notepad, the other gesturing passionately out the window to sunset. Obviously, she isn't swayed by the charms of my comrades. 2 sit at a table to talk and keep an eye on the front. The rest follow me to the back. The kitchen is humid, and the smell of tomatoes and meat surrounded me. I see the owner, a middle-aged man flushed red with sweat. His eyes were bloodshot and his nose rosier than the rest of his face. An alcoholic. Great. I tap him on the shoulder hard. The man whirls around angrily but stops dead as he looks up at me. The crimson color in his face leaches away to sallow. I smile politely, and yet I know it doesn't reach my eyes at all. Good evening, Anton. Might we have a word with you? Privately. My tone let him know this is not a question, but a command. I grab him up by the arm and guide him into his office. The coward whimpered as I drug him along. My men followed closely. One of them gave orders to the kitchen staff to continue business as usual. I shove Anton into his creaky, weathered desk chair. His hands trembled on the arms as he tried to smile. Please, would you like to try a new special? His words came fast and ragged. Sweat tracked from his temple to his jaw. I let him finish and then leaned in. My shadow swallowed the papers on his desk. You've been talking to the Irish, is that right? I wasn't truly asking. I watched the lie form in his throat. I arched an eyebrow as I bent further down to stare into his terrified eyes. Sir, I have no idea what you're referring to. I have only ever been loyal to you and the Brotherhood. I pay my rent on time. I would never betray you. The gasping of his voice as he breathes out the lie is grating on my very nerves. I could rip out his throat just because of that sound alone. I gesture to Alec, one of my men, who instantly produces a folder. I open it and slam it down on the desk. Photographs, text messages draw back the curtain on his lie. Photographs showing Anton meeting and talking with the leader of the watch, Ryan O'Sullivan. Condemning text messages provide proof of him alerting the dogs of our intent to buy more businesses and some plots near the harbor. I could feel the iciness of my anger settling in my bones. We have a budding community of native Russians under our guidance and protection, and this man was actively sabotaging that. I did not want the Watch trying to buy a property on our turf to undermine our position here. You have put our whole operation at risk, along with everyone that is under the Broadfoot's protection in danger. Do you fully understand what you have done? Do you comprehend that you have forfeited your life for pocket change? I was hissing inches from his face. Just when I thought this weasel couldn't get any sweatier or paler, he proved me wrong. His face had become ashen. I could see the sheen of sweat completely covering his face. I took a deep breath and finally stood up to my full height. I walked to the center of the room and my men ripped him up out of his chair. They forced him to his knees in front of me. He whimpered like the weak piece of shit that he was. "This is a grievous offense. You have put our whole operation and community in danger. All for some extra money in your pocket. And I plan to make an example out of you. You just won't be around to see it." I palmed the SIG P365, the silencer cold against my skin. Quick, clean. "Please, I beg you. I would never betray you." He squealed like a pig. My right hand, Sergey, forced a piece of cloth in his mouth, then duct taped his hands behind his back. I took the breath out of the room, lined up the sight. 2 sharp knocks. The door swung open. Sound came back in a rush. The shot, the thud, the wet slap of the body on the laminate. Blood sprayed the wall like a thrown shawl, and in the doorway, small as a surprised sparrow, stood the blonde. She froze in the doorway, jaw set, thumb pressed into the seam of her apron. Her eyes were wet and hard at once, a small animal's glare, focused on my face alone. A strangled sound broke free. It wasn't from the man on the floor. It was her. I tasted annoyance rising. An interruption, a complication. My jaw clenched until my teeth ached. I took one small step forward, trying and failing to not look like a cold-hearted monster. She didn't wait for pity. Her feet folded under her like a snapped branch, and she was gone, sliding out of the room with a speed that smelled of terror and determination.